Inside one of the most secure and heavily guarded air bases in the United States, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber stands like a silent predator cloaked in its iconic black matte coating. Shaped like a flying wing and brimming with advanced stealth technology, the B-2 is designed to evade radar and penetrate even the most fortified enemy airspace. On this particular morning, hangar doors creak open to reveal the bomber glistening under the amber lights, surrounded by ground crews conducting final pre-flight checks. Every movement is precise, methodical, and silent, mirroring the nature of the aircraft itself. This isn't just another routine mission. This is a demonstration of America's strategic air power. Inside the crew room, two elite pilots clad in green flight suits receive a confidential mission briefing from senior officers. These pilots are among the few in the world trained to operate the $2 billion B-2 Spirit. Their faces are stern, their eyes fixed on the satellite images and intelligence data projected on the screen before them. The rising tension in the Middle East has triggered an urgent response, and the B-2, with its unmatched range and nuclear capability, is being called into action. As the briefing ends, the pilots make their way to the flight line, escorted by armed personnel, their boots echoing on the concrete as they approach the stealth bomber. On the flight line, ground crews swarm around the aircraft like a well-choreographed dance. Fuel hoses are disconnected, bomb bay doors are sealed, and final diagnostics are completed on the avionics systems. The pilots climb into the cockpit from a ladder beneath the aircraft's belly, strapping in with calm professionalism. Inside the cockpit, screens illuminate as systems come to life. Clearance is granted, and the engines slowly roar into motion, not with thunderous noise, but a deep, humming power that hints at the machine's lethal purpose. The taxi begins slowly across the sprawling tarmac, watched closely by airmen stationed along the perimeter. As the B-2 Spirit aligns itself on the runway, its silhouette becomes a ghostly shadow under the dim lights of dawn. With the afterburners lit and systems at maximum thrust, the aircraft accelerates with eerie silence compared to other bombers. In seconds, it lifts off the ground and vanishes into the sky, heading eastward into the unknown. On the ground, only the whisper of wind remains as base personnel watch the legendary stealth bomber disappear into the clouds, an invisible threat carrying an unmistakable message to America's adversaries. We are ready. Under a dark and silent evening sky, the black silhouette of the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber slowly emerged from a heavily guarded underground hangar at a classified US military base. This aircraft is no ordinary plane. It is the embodiment of American aerial supremacy and strategic stealth power. With its unique flying wing design and the world's most advanced stealth technology, the B-2 can penetrate enemy airspace undetected. Alongside the aircraft, ground technicians worked in focused silence, inspecting every inch of avionics and weapon systems. In missions like these, even the smallest error is unacceptable. Inside a remote briefing room, two elite US Air Force pilots don their high-pressure, thermal-resistant flight suits. These are not just any pilots, they have endured the most rigorous training and selection process in the world. Before launching the mission, they reviewed a digital map showing a secret flight path and designated targets deep within the Middle East. Recent political escalations had shifted their status from routine readiness to full-scale strategic operation. Their expressions were firm and focused, exchanging only technical jargon and high-level flight protocols. As they walked toward the aircraft, the atmosphere near the runway grew tense. Red lights began to glow softly, signaling nighttime readiness, and an ammunition transport vehicle paused near the wing. The B-2 Spirit, ghost-like in appearance, began to come alive with a low hum from its engines, which are hidden within its sleek frame. Internally loaded with smart bombs and long-range cruise missiles, the aircraft carried enough firepower to disable a large military installation without leaving a trace. Ground marshals signaled with glowing wands, guiding the aircraft toward the edge of the runway. Within seconds, the aircraft slowly began to move, then rapidly accelerated across the dew-covered tarmac. Thin trails of smoke rose from the tires as speed surged. Then, with a quiet roar, the B-2 Spirit lifted off and vanished into the night sky, carrying two brave souls entrusted with a mission for